He does come through some strong races, and the form around him's good. Midwest was okay in this race last year. The S4 form's good. And Taunting's the one that probably went up the wrong price as favourite. It's probably out to his right price now. 6,239.
Brad, you're with Midwest, resuming off a 2-month break and a jump-out win.
Yeah, and he's the 1,000-metre horse, isn't he? A lot of these looking for a little bit further, and he's just been set for it. First up off a bit of a fresh and couple of nice jump outs leading in, and you don't get much better than a Spora form at sort of the short course trips. So I think he sets up quite well here. He's got a great winning strike rate. I think he can get forward here, and I like the 1,000-metre horses in 1,000-metre races. 8 Twin Perfection, just too bad to be true for mine, Fresh. Better horse than that, as we saw last preparation. Another horse that loves the 1,000, so I think can run a race here. 2 Generations, got that good turn of speed, and can just settle up behind them. He can get a good run and hit the line hard, and 6 Gators made the good case for Rich Fortune. My only concern was just coming back in trip here, second up, but was a big gap between runs there, Fresh, so did run well enough to be really competitive here. But 3, 8, 2 and 6 for me.
Let's have a look at what's happening with the bookmakers, and the answer is not much. Midwest is $4 and solid. Rich Fortune, $4.20 into $4. Generation is 5 into $4.40, and Generation to be best back to beat both, Gator.
Yeah, look, I think it's D-Day here for him, you have to say. He had his chance in the Century Stakes. He drew 1, but he got to the right part of the track, and he was beaten by 2 horses that are flying, Najim Sahel, Spacewalk, and here he is, back a notch in grade. Jar out of the track, no issue, so it's time to stand up for this horse.
Taunting is $5.50, $6.50 back into 6. It'll nibble Twin Perfection, $9.50 out to 10 back to $9.50, and Charlemagne at longer odds for Dan Stackhouse is $26 into $21. Go to your top pick, Rich Fortune, gets a tongue tie first time today.
Yeah, little gear change, look stable, know what they're doing. They when they get a good horse, they get him to win. And I did note earlier this season a little bit of virus run through the stables. That might not have helped Rich Fortune's return to the track, hence a delayed start. I share Brad's reservations coming back to 1,000. That was my little query, but at least he's got enough speed to be within striking distance.
She only had one previous second up go, and that resulted in a Group 3 Kevin Hayes win on the hillside at Sandown over 5 subsequent winners.
Oh, she was brilliant that day. Hopelessly held up until the race was over and ran over them anyway, including Queen of the Ball, who you've seen win a stakes race and beat another stakes winner in Rose Court. So good layered form to her. She's got a bit of quality.
So Jigsaw, late scratching this year, won it last year, beating Sartorial Splendour and Midwest, who's back to go 2 better. Dexalation won it the year before from Sir Galahad, and bless her. $175,000 Apache Classic with Matt.
Exeter and also Twin Perfection are the final 2 to join them as the starter heads over to the platform. So the last one along is Twin Perfection. Zach Spain riding half a kilo over. Good to see that rain just disappearing for starting time here of the Apache Cat Classic, named after a magnificent Cranbourne sprinter who amassed $4.5 million in prize money. The field is set to run. The Apache Cat field ready, set, gates crashing away. Exeter slow, Jungle Jim jumped well, with also Midwest and Taunting. The 3 of them share it earlier. Lengths Charlemagne and Generation, followed further back by Rich Fortune, Alicia Roma. A couple of lengths, Exeter and Twin Perfection is last. So at the 700 metres, Taunting led, Midwest a half. Jungle Jim 3 wide. Generation behind them from Rich Fortune getting a nice passage. 3/4 of a length, Charlemagne. 3 lengths, Alicia Roma, and then came Twin Perfection and Exeter. Taunting now eyeballed by Midwest, approaching the turn at the 400. Jungle Jim is stoked up out wider. Then came Generation smoking the pipe behind those horses. Rich Fortune still 3 off the lead from Twin Perfection. Midwest up to Taunting at the top of the straight. Generation back to the inside. Then Jungle Jim. It's Taunting under the whip about a length in front. Midwest is chipping away the outside. Taunting 100 metres to go. Kick Taunting. Taunting kicked and put the race to bed. Taunting a big winner. Head bob a second, Midwest or Generation, then Charlemagne, Rich Fortune, next Jungle Jim and Alicia Roma, Twin Perfection and Exeter.
Taunting zooms away late for T.O. Nugent and the Hickmont camp from South Australia as it beats probably Midwest and Generation that order. It may well be 9-3-2. Taunting dominates in the Apache Cat Classic over the 1,000 listed cups. Up next, quick break, Sky Racing 1, 5th Gosford, our next.